Guys, welcome back to my channel, the Tanya Takeover, where I'm your girl Tanya. Today we're going to be talking about how to unleash your potential. And this is big, guys. There's so many of us that are out there. We're trying to have the relationship we want, the business we want, the life we want, but we are just stopping ourselves from reaching it because of things that, we might not be noticing, but we're doing subliminally. So we're going to stop that right here, right now, today. If you haven't done so already, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. On my channel, we talk about beauty, finance, and fashion. So if that's something that you might be interested in, consider hitting that notification bell, subscribe down below, and let's get started. Okay guys, so today I want to talk about potential. The potential to crush it in our life, the potential to crush it in business, in our relationships, just overall everyday things that we go through, but we are stopping ourselves from getting there because of the things that we're doing. Especially when starting a business, and of course everything that I do, I speak about with you guys, pertains to business. We cannot have the life that we love if we don't have the finances to, get it done, right? So that's why I'm always talking to you guys about business. I'm hoping that through watching my channel, you'll be inspired to start your own business because it has done a lot for me in my life. I mean, it just gives you the confidence, the ability to move the way you want to move, do what you want to do, when you want to do it, with whom you want to do it with. And that is just something that I feel like a lot of us don't get the opportunity to do because we are not unleashing our potential. So let's first start about some things that are stopping us from getting to the goals that we want to get to. First thing is self-limiting ideas, okay? There's so many times that you go into something and you already count yourself out before you even get started. Who is guilty of this? That would be me. I'm guilty of this all the time. I am looking, I'm comparing, I'm seeing what this person's doing. Oh, I didn't do it in that amount of time. Oh, I'm gonna look and see what she got. Oh, I didn't get that because, they didn't have my size. There are just so many things that I go through and I am self-limiting myself. And this is something that I had to overcome before I even started a business. Because honestly, if I would have put myself out there like that, I wouldn't even started. I would have been still stuck where I was and not moving forward because I thought I didn't have the money. I thought I didn't know what I was doing because I didn't know how everybody else did theirs. But that's a big problem, and that's the reason why most of us don't get to meet our full potential, honestly. We already count ourselves out before we even start. We tell ourselves that we're not going to make it, we can't do that, we don't have the money she has, we don't have the brains they have, we don't have the experience they have. Oh, this person has a rich family member. No, okay? When you start thinking like that, you're counting yourself out before you even start, and this is a big problem. You are holding yourself back and you don't even realize it. There's so many things out there, and of course I can tell you stories upon stories about times that I stopped myself from doing something only to find out I come back a year later, somebody done took my idea and is making millions off of it. And why am I not making those millions? Because I limited myself, I held myself back. And I just don't want that for you. I feel like with our channel, this community that we're growing, it's about building each other up and then learning from each other's mistakes. And if anybody can learn from my mistake, it's not to wait and not to hold yourself back. Even right now, as I am going through, learning YouTube and learning social media and trying to, open other businesses, there's such a big learning curve that I have to sit. I'm up at night, guys. I'm literally up at night with my notebooks out, my books out, trying to educate myself because I don't want to count myself out before I even get started. And of course, in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, you know what? I should have started 10 years ago. I should have started 5 years ago. But when you start thinking like that and you're looking at other people's progress, you have to remember that those numbers aren't always real. You are looking on Instagram and you're seeing these people who have these businesses and all these followers and all of this money, and you're looking at them and like, damn, I'm never gonna make it there. But that's not true. You don't know how long it took them to get there. You don't know how many times they failed to get up. You don't know how many times they, tried and didn't get the deal. You don't know that. So when I'm telling you to stop limiting yourself, it's stop comparing yourself to other people. Once you stop comparing yourself and limiting yourself and thinking that you're not gonna make it, you're gonna get so far, and I'm gonna be right there rooting for you guys right in the back. Step number 2 is get out of your comfort zone. Greatness was never achieved by being comfortable. I tell this to people all the time. And when I say I'm talking to you guys, it's because I have friends around me who are starting businesses, who are starting, different things outside their realms. A lot of people, ever since all of this happened, are realizing that they don't want to work for anybody, that they don't want to keep making money for other people. They want to move, but they can't because their job won't relocate them. It's just a whole bunch of things that people are realizing now that they didn't realize before. And when you get out of your comfort zone, you can achieve so much greatness. When I say that I didn't know half the things I know now, if last year you guys would have told me that I was going to be in front of you guys talking to you about the things that I've been learning through my business, I would have never believed it, because I was the kind of person, if there was a camera out, I was in the middle and the front smiling. But if there was a video camera out, I was in the back hiding. And Lord knows if I had to talk, it wasn't going to happen. So there's just so many things that you have to try to get out of your comfort zone and put yourself out there, especially in business. When you put yourself out there, you're realizing that, you have the ability to maybe talk to somebody who is going through exactly what you're going through, or teach somebody things that you've learned and that they can learn from your mistakes. There's so many things that you have to offer that you don't even realize. And when you take yourself out of your comfort zone, you realize that somebody started just where you are today. There's somebody out there with 2 million subscribers who started with, 600 like me. And by the way, if you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button and get me up to like 700 or 800 or something. And, I'm just saying. But there's just so many people out there who started, where you want to be. They started where you are right now, and they got to where they wanted to be because they moved out of their comfort zone. They did something that they weren't used to. They did something that was foreign to them, and they killed it. They crushed it. Why? Because they kept going. They never gave up on themselves, and they reached their potential. Potential is a big thing, and I don't feel like people talk about it enough. I'm always looking for ideas for you guys and things that I messed up on myself. And I don't see a lot of people talking about the things that I'm talking to you guys about. The part about our channel is I'm talking about the internal things that are stopping you mentally from getting to where you need to grow for where you want to be. And by talking about the things that we subconsciously put ourselves into, a bubble that we put ourselves into, we subconsciously stop ourselves. And most people fail. It's not because of anything outside. It's not because, the deal fell through, you did a bad investment. It's because you stopped yourself and you counted yourself out of the game before you even got started. So these are just a few things that we're going to stop today and get ourselves on the right track to making our millions and getting our money right. Next thing is to focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. A lot of people out there, they focus on what they don't have, what they're not good at, why you don't look like everybody else, why you're not as successful as everybody else. And I think that's because you're not focusing on your strengths. You're focusing on your weaknesses. You're focused on the negativity. Start thinking about things that you are good at. And I want you guys to do this with me and write it down. Write it down, when you're journaling, because I always tell you guys to journal. When you're journaling in the morning, write down 10 things that you're good at, 10 things that you can make money off of, 10 things that you can expand off and scale to a business that you are interested in. For myself, I always found people were coming to me asking me about business. Why? They saw that I had 3 daycares, I left nursing and I started this business. And it wasn't necessarily that I knew what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. When I first started my businesses, I had no clue. I didn't know anything, okay? I just ran in because I had, an investment. I was like, oh, I'm investing some money. I didn't know anything about the field that I was going into. And a lot of things that I'm learning or I've learned are from bumps and bruises, trials and tribulations that maybe the next person won't have to go through. So when you focus on your strengths, my strength is that I fell several times and that, I wiped myself off and I kept going. So maybe your strength is that you're great with talking to people. Maybe your strength is that you're great in, data entry or digital marketing or, representing people or understanding somebody's vision when they tell you, or photography. There's just so many things that you might be great at that you haven't even realized yet. And once you realize what you're great at, you're able to scale that and make a business out of it. Grow it to something that you can, scale and market off of. There are so many people now, when they're looking for businesses or they're looking for help or assistance, that they are getting into something that they've never gotten into before either, and they need all the help that they can get. So if you are great at social media marketing, managing, actually, you know what, if you do social media managing, call me, because I need you, okay? I need help. So that's something that if you're good at, technology, if you see yourself and you're constantly scrolling through TikTok for hours and hours, and you're like, okay, maybe critiquing how this person's doing this or what they could have did differently, that could be a great income for you. Everything's going digital now. I'm just giving you guys some ideas. I mean, even if it's lashes or if it's, doing hair or whatever it may be, there's so many ways that you can focus on the strengths that you have. Talking to people, teaching people, representing people. These are great ways to expand on your potential and show the world what you have to offer. Fourth thing is that you have to be open to constructive criticism. A lot of people, when you try to tell them, things that they can change or things that, they can do better, a lot of people take offense to this. This is not going to be us. We are not going to take offense to anything anybody has to say, any comments that anybody has to make. That just gives us a chance to get better and sharpen our skills. And that's what the name of the game is about. When I'm teaching you guys, business tips and I'm showing you guys how to live your best life, I'm showing you this with a lot of criticism. I get a lot of outside constructive criticism. There's plenty of people who give me feedback on my videos and what I could do differently. And as somebody who is learning along the way, I am so happy and open to this. Happy and open to learning more and teaching and getting better at the skills that I want to get. So you have to be open to constructive criticism. People are not always out to hurt you. Not everybody's out to bash you or tell you all about yourself or tell you you're not doing this. Sometimes people are just there because they genuinely see something in you, see potential in you, and they want you to get better and hone in your skills. If you could work on your focusing, or maybe your cameras and your lighting is off, whatever it may be, just be open to it, because we can always stand to get better. And you'd be surprised. It's a little person in the back who's, telling you, what, maybe you should change this, maybe you could change your background, maybe you could, speak a little bit clearly or louder, get a microphone. Things like this are what's going to help you ace the game and go to the top and get to where you need to be. Now, if I would have bashed everybody who gave me constructive criticism, I'd still be, at my job, miserable, okay? I wouldn't have businesses where I'm able to grow and scale and show you guys how I'm doing it, because I would have counted myself out. I would have, said, this person doesn't know what they're talking about, and I'm not going to listen to them because they don't have any idea. It's not that. Sometimes the people who are giving you constructive criticism are your biggest fans, your biggest supporters. So listen to them. Listen to what they have to say and sharpen your skills and get better at your craft. And you'll be surprised on how fast you grow and how much you make from it. I remember when I first started YouTube, somebody had told me that, my lighting was off or maybe I wasn't centered. And these are things that, I was like, damn, I waited so long and I was working so hard and, I already put myself out there and somebody didn't have something positive to say. But as I realized that the person it was coming from was my biggest supporter, they were watching all my videos, they were liking, commenting, I realized, they're not saying this to hurt me. They're saying this so I can get better. They're saying this because they see something in me. When you sit and you get all defensive about what somebody has to say about you, I feel like it's you telling yourself that, I feel like sometimes it has to do with guilt. You could have did better. You put the work in, but you could have put in a little bit more work. You could have did a little bit more. You could have went the extra step and got to where you wanted to be. So take that extra constructive criticism as a tool, a stepping block for you to, okay, if I need to work on my lighting, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better, get better, and keep going. So make sure that you are listening to what people have to say, changing little things, tweaking your game, tweaking your craft, and getting better as you go. Next thing is to set challenging but achievable goals. Now, I wish I could tell you guys that you can have a goal of making $1 million by next year, and you're going to be retired, and you're going to be on a beach somewhere relaxing. But honestly speaking, you have to start with little goals. Set little goals for yourself. My first goal wasn't to make $1 million in a year. My first goal was to get 10 new customers, or respond to 5 new comments, or get 2 subscribers. Speaking of which, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe down below. Okay, so yeah, set achievable goals. Work on getting the next 5-10 subscribers. Work on getting 5 new eyes onto your product, or speaking to 5 new people about your brand or what you do. Make sure you're setting little achievable goals every week or every month or whatever it is, so that you can see your progress, track your progress, and keeps you motivated and driven to just keep going and pushing more and pushing harder. Once you see the little goals that you have achieved, I'm telling you guys, it feels like adrenaline rush. I'll see that I got 5 new customers, or 10 people purchased my kids clothing line, and I'll get so excited and driven. You know what, I want to do 15 next week. I want to do 15 next month. Whatever your goal is, stick to it, track it, check it off your box. By seeing yourself check something off the box, it is so funny how this works, like subconsciously. It's like, okay, well, if I check it off the box, I actually accomplished it. I did it. It did. Like, it didn't get done until you checked it. Okay, it's something about checking it that makes you feel more accomplished. Make sure you're writing it down. Check that sucker off that you did it, you made it, and you will feel so much better for it. Make sure you are staying true to your goals. Make sure you're working towards it every day, even if it's one little post that you're promoting, or a little reels that you're doing, or whatever it may be for your product line, boosting your sales, putting yourself out there. And I'm talking to you guys and giving you examples of people who already have businesses. But if you haven't started your business yet, this works for you also. If you're still working and you're working your 9 to 5, and you come home for 2 hours a day and you're working on starting your business or whatever it may be, or getting your credit together, or getting your life together, or working on saving for your home, whatever it may be, make sure you are setting these goals, you are writing them down. This works out for you guys too. I remember when I was buying my house, there's times where I'd come home after a whole week, and I'd be like, okay, you know what, let me put this money aside for this house. And I was so proud at the end of the week when I counted it up and said, you know what, I saved this amount. Great. Check it off the box. This works for any goal that you have. By setting achievable goals, you are keeping yourself driven and accountable. More importantly, you're accountable for, what you have. You are held accountable for what you have to do, what you have done, and what you are going to do next week. So make sure you're writing it down, staying focused, and setting a track for yourself. The next thing to do is to monitor your progress. You've done it, you've been working hard, you've been killing it in your business, you've been motivated, you've been working hard. Monitor it. Monitor where you started from where you are now. Monitor using your vision board. Go back to the vision board that you made in January. If you haven't done so already, go check out that video on vision boards. I'll link it somewhere. And look back at it. Look at how far you've accomplished. It's been about 6 months. Okay, go look at your vision board and see if you've accomplished all the things that you put on there. Have you been doing the things that you said you were going to do to make it to your goals? Make sure you're writing it down. Make sure you're looking at it, keeping track, holding yourself accountable so that you can see how far you've made it. Maybe it's a picture. Maybe it's from your first package order, you packaging 10 orders, 100 orders of your product, whatever it may be. Maybe it's a weight loss. Do a before and after picture. People do this for a reason. It keeps you on track, keeps you motivated to work hard, and keeps you driven to do more. When you are tracking your progress, guys, there is something so fulfilling about it. You are seeing the changes that you made from when you first started to now, and you're seeing the growth in yourself. You are reaching your potential. When you reach your potential, you are able to do great things, and you are able to achieve more and do more than you ever thought possible. I talk to you guys a lot about this because as a minority and as a woman, there's a lot counting against you, and there's a lot counting against me, and there's a lot of people who didn't see my potential. They didn't see what I was capable of. They didn't see, what I could do or how I could do it, or didn't expect me to do it. And that's what kept me motivated. It kept me driven. Every time, I got counted out, I counted myself back in. Every time, I saw where I started and where I made it to, I am just more driven to work that much harder. So when you do those things and track your progress, you are going to see amazing things happen. You're going to see that you are capable of doing it because you are doing it. And you're going to be driven to do that much more. So make sure that you're tracking your progress and seeing, little steps to get you in the right direction. And you're going to get there before you know it. Last thing, guys, stay positive. You got this. I promise you. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I tell you guys that all the time. That once you stay positive, and it doesn't matter if it happens a year from now, a month from now, 5 years from now, once you stay positive, it's going to happen for you. I didn't reach my peak in my business until 5 years. It took me 5 years, guys. As I'm starting YouTube, which is a new business, all over from scratch, I'm realizing that, this is the same path I took when I was starting my daycares, or when I was starting my clothing line, or when I was starting any other venture that I did. I was starting from scratch and I wasn't seeing the growth, and it was hard to stay positive, but that's what kept me going. Every time I said, you know what, this person has this person has that, I stopped counting myself out and stayed positive. I am on the right track. I am doing what I need to do for me, and I'm doing it on my own time. I know that things will be happening for me when they're supposed to, and that's what keeps me going. So stay positive. It is going to happen. I'm telling you it's going to happen. I didn't believe it myself. Okay, I was a naysayer and I was always thinking the worst. When I started thinking positive and, really seeing myself, envisioning myself being where I want to be, it happened so much sooner than I thought. And it was like in a blink of an eye. One day I was working hard and busting my butt. The next day I was like, wait, we did it. We did it. We got to where we needed to be, and I can just sit back now and do other things. So when I say stay positive, that's what you have to do. Get out of your head, get out of your mind. You're going to reach your potential in no time, but you just got to stay positive. It's going to happen. And when you start having that negativity, it weighs down on you. It weighs down in your mind, and it starts to play tricks against you. And we don't have time for tricks. We don't have time for games, okay? We are here to crush it. We're here to live the life that we want and reach our full potential. So stay positive, keep learning, and keep growing. Okay, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you got some tidbits on how to reach your full potential and unleash your full potential, because like I said, I've been there and we are in this together. We are going to grow, we're going to crush it, and I'm trying to show you guys that financial happiness and success and freedom isn't as far as you think. It's mostly getting out of your own mind and getting to work and getting to do what you need to do. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe at the bottom, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.